let's go back here. This is my office.
All right.
Here's your seat. I'm Charlotte, by the way.
Charlotte, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So how was getting over here?
It was all right. You know, I actually just walked from school.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You go to that high school? I
Yeah.
talk about that every day.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And it looks really nice.
Yeah, it's okay. You know, it's a high school, so.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks pretty new. I mean, it seems pretty nice. I mean, my high school is not so beautiful. But anyways, so how's your day at school?
It's been going okay. You know, like, I don't know, it's school.
Yeah.
So I'm not a
Yeah,
super
actually.
big fan of school, so most of the time I'm ready for it to be over
No,
as soon as possible.
Totally. Yeah, high school can be that way sometimes. Well, first of all, thanks for walking over here.
Yeah, sure.
That's awesome. And I just wanted to, let you know kind of that we are, this is a confidential space. So if whatever you say is going to be, is going to stay in this room, unless it's pertaining to, harming yourself or others. I'm going to actually have to report that. So just warning
Okay.
for that. But other than that, it's all confidential. We're filming it, but it's one of our policies for our counseling center, and it's usually just stored, recorded and stored somewhere. So no one usually sees it, but it's only for our eyes, professional eyes.
Okay.
So do you have any questions?
No, it seems pretty straightforward, right?
Cool. And so just to let you know also, by the end of the session, we are going to have we're going to take action, and we're going to, have a goal, and we're going to make some steps. So we are going to use this time pretty wisely. So
Okay.
just to let you know. So, as you know, I talked to your parents a couple of weeks back, and, of course they had their side, and I just really want to hear your side of the story. Why do you feel like your family decided to, come in and talk?
Well, I mean, if I had to guess, it's probably because of my grades and
Your grades.
how I'm doing in school, and I'm sure my dad had something to say about it.
Mm.
I mean, I guess you could call him my dad. So,
Yeah.
him and I don't really get along.
Right.
We tend to fight all the time, and
Mm.
even it's gotten physical, a few times.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so it can be pretty rough,
Yeah, so just kind of, tell me a little bit more about, so you said you're adopted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me how is that like? How's that, been?
It's kind of hard to describe. It's definitely something that I think people get uncomfortable talking about a lot. It's been really tough. It's been really tough, trying to, become part of this entirely new family.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're nice. I mean, my dad, my mom she's all right, and I have two sisters there too.
Okay.
I mean, they're a little bit younger than me, and we don't really spend time together or really, kind of just stay out of each other's way.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it definitely can be tough at times, especially right now.
Right. And so at what age were you adopted?
Well, I guess it was actually, they technically adopted me, I think it was about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but I definitely was spending time with them for a while before that, and kind of
Okay.
getting to know them and everything else.
So, yeah. So that's really interesting. I've always been pretty interested in the adoption process. So it says, you were saying something about your dad, and how y'all don't really get along, and that your fights are physical at points. What is it that you guys are disagreeing about?
What don't we disagree about?
Right.
I think that, in a lot of ways, he just doesn't really like who I am.
Okay.
I think that, I hang out with a lot of people that are very different than him, and I don't think that they really like, who my friends are. I think they want me to do better in school.
Mm-hmm.
They wish I was this totally different person, this, kind of goody little,
Right.
kind of high school kid. And I'm just not that type of person.
Right.
So we fight about, kind of, what I'm doing, who I spend my time with, why am I I not getting better grades? Why am I not
Mhm.
trying harder in school?
Right.
You know, but, you know, it's my life, so.
Right, right. Because you are definitely getting to that age where, you know, your life is, you know, becoming your own, and yeah, it's definitely hard. And what do you think your dad was like in high school?
You know, I think he was like one of the jocks, you
Really?
know, and so, you know, that's probably why we don't get along. He's still kind of like that, you know, he watches the game every Sunday, and,
Right.
you know, all this other stuff, and that's just kind of not my thing, you
Not
know?
your thing.
So, yeah, I always imagined he was like one of those guys who kind of tends to like pick fights with, and makes fun of
Right.
like me and all my friends, you know, we're just not
Mhm.
those types of people.
So it just sounds like y'all don't really have a lot. You don't feel like you have a lot in common.
No, I mean, I really don't think that we do, you know?
Mm.
And I think that, you know, maybe whenever I was younger, like,
Yeah.
you know, we were able to kind of see eye to eye more.
Right.
But definitely, like, I feel like, especially, you know, over the last couple of years, like, as I've kind of gotten into, like, different stuff and, like, kind of grown up a little bit, like, we don't connect in the same way
Yeah,
anymore.
y'all just, you know, growing apart. And I also, you know, it is definitely, I want you to know that it's definitely not, it's okay that y'all don't have maybe things in common. I think it's okay, but I do very much think that, you know, your relationship with him is going to impact your life, and I do think it's an important factor of your life. And I guess we're gonna spend some more time talking about that. And yeah, because I've done some research on, you know, what the father-son relationship, and how when that relationship is healthy, then the individuals are healthy. And so we'll talk about more about that in a second. But I was, you know, you said something about your friends, and, you know, the way your friend group. And do you feel like they're a solid group of friends? Like, you are happy with your group of friends? Like, you're satisfied with those friendships?
Yeah, you know, I think that, like, I feel closer to them than I do to, you know, my parents and my
Okay.
family right now. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's only like 4 or 5 of us. You know, we don't have like a really big group, but, you know, yeah, I feel like we all like really kind of depend on each other and
That's good.
help each other out. And, you know, we're into the same stuff. We like to skateboard, and, like,
Cool.
you know, we play video games, and, you know, we
Mhm.
all like, you know, the same kinds of music and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, I feel like they're great guys, you know,
Mhm.
like, and I'm happy with who they are, and that's part of why, you know, like my dad, and, you know, being so, like, kind of, you know, just like judgmental about like who they are, like, you know, really pisses me off, because
Right.
it's like they're good people, like, you know, and they're not like jocks or anything, but they're, you know, they're my friends, like, and I, you know, put them up against any other group of friends out
Right.
there, so.
Well, I'm just glad, because, you know, I'm glad we got that squared away, because, you know, sometimes what happens is, you know, I'll see boys like your age will, you know, maybe not, like, you know, latch onto a group, like, make a group of friends, but not really have much in common, and then kind of out of rebellion from their, you know, family. But I love that you have found a group that you really like. And that's one of those things where, you know, you and your dad are gonna, you know, have to compromise, and, you know, he's gonna have to understand that these are the people you really like to be around. Also, tell me a little bit more about school.
Well, you know, I don't know, it's school, right? I mean,
Mhm.
it's just usually boring.
Right.
You know, like, I don't really get along with most of my teachers, and,
Right.
you know, and yeah, like, most of the time I just kind of wish I was anywhere else but there, and,
Right.
you know, there's like tons of homework, and,
Mhm.
you know, it's like you have to be up like super early.
Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah, it's just like.
It's just kind of a drag. I mean, I think that's a common thought of school. But what I'm interested in is, you said something about your teachers. Do you feel like you have any good relationships with your teachers? Any of them?
Well, I mean, not really, you know, I feel like, you know, they kind of look at, you know, me and my group of friends kind of the same way my parents do, like, you know,
Right.
we're the kids who, you know, kind of keep to themselves, and,
Right.
like, you know, wear like dark clothes and all this
Right,
stuff, and listen to
right.
like heavy metal, so, like, you know, we're these like, you know,
Yeah.
bad kids, you know,
Yeah.
who are kind of like,
Mhm.
you know, they shouldn't even bother with us, so we're like automatically gonna cause trouble or something.
Got it. So, okay, that is That is pretty interesting, because you know how I brought up the thing about the relationships and how important those are, and especially at your age, and I'm glad you're finding them with your friends. That's really great. But I'd also just really want to take the next couple minutes and talk about how we can build you and your dad's relationship. Is that something? Okay, first of all, is that something you'd be interested in doing?
Yeah, I mean, as long as he was willing, I think that, I definitely don't like, getting into fights with him all the time. I think that if he was willing to, maybe not be so judgmental,
Mm-hmm.
maybe kind of just be cool with me a little bit more,
Yeah.
just kind of let me do my thing and hang out with the friends that I want and stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, sure, I guess that'd be something.
Has he met your friends?
Yeah, I mean, he's met some of them, and he just kind of was kind of an asshole to him.
Really?
Yeah, and it meant that, they didn't really want to come around anymore, and,
Right.
just they don't like feeling that way either,
Mhm.
that they're being kind of judged. I mean, we get that stuff at school, and,
You
they
don't
get
want
it
it
from
at
their
home.
parents,
Yeah. I feel yes. So, okay, what I think is going to be our goal for this, I think from what you're saying is you have a lot of other support group, like support, and I just want you and your dad to spend some time together. I think, as much as, that does not probably sound appealing, I think it's something that will really benefit you, and your dad as well. So is there anything at all that, you and your dad could maybe engage in together? Just one-on-one.
I don't know, I mean, we used to watch, like, movies a lot, like, kind of as a family whenever I first started spending time with them.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really do that anymore.
Right.
So, I mean, we used to do that.
A lot.
Yeah, I don't know, he's definitely into sports and all that stuff, and I'm not really into that
Is there
much.
any sports you like?
I mean, I like to skateboard,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, so, but I don't think he considers that a sport. Students
See,
not football.
I just think, something that could be really fun for you and your dad to do is, maybe, go see a movie. Or also, I think it's really important for you and your dad to, establish that you're different in your views, but maybe introduce each other to, in a more, not hostile environment. I think, at home sometimes it can get really heated, and conflict can arise really easily because you're in such proximity, but getting out and maybe taking him to a skateboard park and like showing him your moves. So I think that is probably, would that be fun, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely want things to get better, as long as he'd be willing to, kind of
Yeah.
chill out a little bit
Got it.
and kind of, work with me, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, we could do that, we could try it.
Okay, so that's what I think, if you're willing, then maybe when you get home today, would you feel comfortable bringing that up to your dad?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how we react to it,
Right.
but, I can, I'm willing
And-
to try at least.
Got it. And so what we're gonna do is I think I'm gonna, cause he'll probably call me a little bit later today about, to see what, went on, and I'm gonna, leave it up to you to like pick what y'all decide to do together, and I really want y'all to spend this weekend, together, one-on-one, just do it, maybe an hour, getting out of the house, so, and then we'll probably we'll have to meet back up again, maybe in a week or so, but I think that is what we're gonna do. That's our first step in building, the overall goal to build this relationship back up and help you have some support at home. Sound
Okay.
good?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Adam, for coming in today. I hope it's been helpful. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling okay. I just hope that, he'll kind of be into it, but, yeah, I'm kind of tired of fighting with him all the time,
Right.
so.
Right. We are going to fix that. That is for sure. But yeah, you have a great day, rest of your day, and I hope this works out, and hopefully I'll be in contact with both of y'all.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.